Hello, everybody. Welcome back here. We're here with Towerborne. This recently came out on the PC Game Pass, though it has been out for a little bit on PC, Steam, and then on Xbox through their preview. I think also on Game Pass there. Came out in September 10th, 2024. $25. I thought I would check this game out. This is a really interesting game. This is from the people Stoic, who did the Banner Saga games. So let's just check this out. I've heard like it's like a 2D Diablo a little bit. Though I do have to preface that. There we go. That's fine. Yep, sure. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. And let's see here. We'll do head. There we go. Confirm. Okay. Yep, sure. There we go. His name is currently available. What? Hold. Wait, what is going on? How do I move forward? Okay. I'm just gonna hit escape. That's really weird to say, hey, you could save and exit. It's like, what? Okay.
After centuries of darkness and fighting for survival, humanity longed for a place of learning. A place of prosperity. A place protected from the monsters that roamed this land. We called it the City of Numbers.
Ooh, a little bit of compression on those videos.
That old dream, gone in an instant. Our only hope for survival was to seek sanctuary here, in the Belfry. Since that day, the Aces are the Belfry's deathless defenders.
This video looks really compressed. Of course, it's going to be hard to see through a YouTube video, but it's a little blurry. It's a little blurry. I'm playing this at 4K, and I record at 1440p at 20 megabits per second. Oh, there we go. Okay, there's some charm to this. Okay, we're going to be using an Xbox One controller. Technically a GameSir Cyclone 2. But it does have keyboard support too. Okay. Oh, talk to Mir. That's weird to have the left button as a interact button, the left bumper. Okay, so we go heal. Pretty simple. I like the visuals though, like very colorful. Okay, X is single attack. Okay, Y is heavy attack. Good animations. I'm not real. I never quite understand when you would want to use a heavy attack. Because a lot of the times the heavy attack is slower, but does a little bit less, does more damage, but your attacks usually stagger. So what's the point? Oh shit, we got more goobos. Hell yeah. Okay. What is the point of this? Like, why? Literally, she is popping out of that coat. So, like, why have it so big? Like, how is that thing even being held up, dude? Like, it's one thing if it's like a big one but being held up by your like big broad shoulders. It's another one where like it's literally being held up by magic. It's like, whoa, God. Yeah. Goddamn gobos. Damn gobos. Okay, you can use a heavy, light and heavy attacks while airborne by tapping X and Y. Okay. Oh. Okay, I thought it was like a... Okay, this game makes it look like the heavy attacks and the light attacks are exactly the same speed, so why would you do light attack? Unless it's like we're talking about like fractions of a second. Like only top tier players will see the difference. It's like, well, technically you should be using your light attacks as openers and then finish off with the combo with a heavy attack, because that, you know, that third swing is actually the modifier is a lot higher. Ooh. I kind of don't like the different like planes. The 2D nature of it is kind of a little bit distracting for me. Because though it is, you know, considered a 2D, it's also 3D, so you can't attack people down and up above you, which I find very interesting. How do I interact with this? Okay. Okay. I don't like how it is a hold to exit. Like, am I exiting out of the game? That's a really weird, like, what do I do? Do I just hit exit? I don't know. I feel like this is an interesting game so far. I'm curious of what their like roadmap is, because sadly this is a multiplayer game. You kind of know, hey, you probably shouldn't be going indie for multiplayer games because it's an uphill battle. Like, everybody's just playing Fortnite or Call of Duty or Apex or Counter-Strike or Valorant. So it is a uphill battle, like competing for time and competing for your like attention. Yeah, I think you're up with an uphill battle. I feel like this game has charm so far, but it seems to be a little bit rough. We're just yeah, there we go. Okay, I got a headband. Okay. Whoa. Here it is. And there it is. Right here, yeah? Yeah. And then this is the killer for the game. There is a Founders Edition where you can buy and claim and all that. And it's really off-putting, I feel like, when you have a really small indie game. Is this the person I need to talk to? Yeah. And you're fighting an uphill battle for it being multiplayer. Hey, not a lot of people are playing this game, at least on Steam. Or I think they did a patch or something, and there's like maybe 20 people playing online. That's not good. Could they have... There was like what was it, Wayfinder? Was a very interesting game where they pivoted as like an MMO a little bit, and then Digital Eclipse, the Warframe people, pulled out and said, hey, we're not going to pay for these servers. And then they had to pivot. It was like, hey, we cannot operate this game. So they literally pulled the game from Steam and said, hey, we're going to have to pivot this. And it pissed off a lot of the fan base, but also it brought in some people saying, hey, this is actually a really good game. It does suck that they had to change, but they wanted to make a game, and they kind of were limited by it being, hey, this is the nature of indie multiplayer games. You know? I have no idea what just happened. I got a mag. Okay, I got a mag. Okay. People don't know, a mag is a Final Fantasy Star Online reference. Complete 2 missions in the open world, reach... Okay. Let's rock and roll, I guess. Finally get into a mission, I guess? Like, the legs. What is the... How long does this game have? You know, it has charm. I think that's where you find a lot of cool things in the indie sector, is like, hey, this game has a lot of charm and all that, but it's how do you tell people should be playing your game? Well, here's some multiplayer stuff. Okay, that's level 3. So I can only go into here. This is an interesting world map. Okay. Okay, let's rock and roll. Oh, we got an ability. Oh. Okay, that recharges. Like, the combat's not that bad. It's just like presentation in I feel like it's an uphill battle. I kind of do think that the music is a little bit too soft. Or, like, the audio mixing is a little bit weird. Everything's maxed out. Do that. Most games in OBS, I have it at a -10, technically I have a -12 dB and have me at baseline. I feel like that's pretty good. I mean, realistically, this is just like any sort of beat 'em up. Either it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or you know, Castle Crashers, and this adds a more of a RPG element and multiplayer, which is like, hey, that's an interesting thing, but the beat 'em ups is such a small genre too in itself. And so it just, what can this add? It's like, oh, this adds multiplayer or drop in, drop out multiplayer, and then it also adds like RPG elements, which is like, hey, this is not bad, but it's just like, I don't know, like, this game is $25 too. I feel like that's a big one. That's pretty big. That's a lot for asking, especially for an indie game. And then also they tack on transactions. You could buy this game. You could buy the $70 version of this game, which is, hey, the concept of games, you know, costing $70 and now $80 is like not relatively a new thing. Like, hey, I bought Doom: The Dark Ages for $200. Of course, it came with like the complete edition and the, you know, a statue and all that stuff, and, you know, a lot of extra bells and whistles. But the concept of a game being, you know, $70, would I spend $70 for this game? Hell no. No one should buy that. I feel like you, especially when it comes to early access too, it's a little disgusting. It's when early access came out, people were like, oh hell yeah, we can you know, we could release the game a little bit early into a beta build and then make a little bit of extra money and we get some feedback and all that. But it's never been like that. It's never been like that. There's tons of bad experiences. Like, I would say the worst offenders is Ark and how they handle their early access. It was a travesty of just, hey, you know, this game runs like shit. We're not gonna fix that. This game is kind of trash to begin with, and of course people love that trash game. And then we're like, hey guys, we're gonna make a second one, and a lot of people were happy. But then they decided to be like, hey, we don't know how to use Unreal Engine 5, so we're gonna remake Ark and then shut down those official servers. And currently, no one is playing Ark Survival Ascended, which is the sequel, which is the remake of Ark Survival Evolved. And it's just like a wild take of, hey, you know, return. I don't know which one to hit. Do I return to Belfray or do I hold to exit? Let's just hold the exit. Does this take me back to the open world? And again, like, not a lot of people are playing this game. Like, SteamDB is a good reference, but that is on Steam and only on Steam. And so, what is this? What do we got here? Okay, we got some new stuff here. We got a new weapon. Cool. Holy shit, dude. I just completed a dungeon and literally got nothing. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Did I get a new mag? No. What about some new gear here? I got a green shoulders. These seem to be cosmetic. And so now I have a little bit more armor and whatever that star thing is. And I got some HP in the... That's kind of cool that it tells you some rolls so you can re-roll. So let's equip that. Am I equipped this? What does this marker mean? Yeah, whatever. What about pants? Okay, I got some pants and some shoulders. I don't want to keep on playing this game. I don't think this game is that interesting. I think it's cool and all, and I think it probably has some depth, but it's I feel like it's an uphill battle for this game. I really hope the developers of this game know what they're getting into, especially when it comes to a multiplayer game. That's an insanely up battle. But this is Towerborne. This is the PC Game Pass version on Microsoft Store. It's $25 on Steam and on Xbox too. It is being published by Microsoft. And this is, I don't know. I would say get this on a sale. Let me alt tab here. Okay, so looking at Steam charts right now, the lowest it's been to is $20, and that was during the spring summer sale. There was also a winter summer sale. I feel like $20 is a little bit high for what you're getting, especially when you have a game that is microtransactions. Oh god. This is a little bit overwhelming. I feel like that's a little bit scummy. I think, hey, here's $45 of best value Belfray bucks. And of course they are cosmetics and all that, but it's just like, oh god. Like, okay, let's go to mouse and keyboard. So let's look at this bundle right here. This 1,500 bell bucks. What does that cost? So that costs $14. 14 bucks for this. That's a lot for a game that is $25. It's not a bad game, but it's not a good game. This is Towerborne. Thanks for watching.